So we are back at Santa Pod for a quarter-mile event. I've got the GR Yaris with us today. I know this car isn't meant to be a quarter-mile car. It's all about the track and the twisties, but for us this is a good opportunity to get some data between the stock gearbox and the Eventuri Intake. Let's see how fast we can do the quarter-mile stock. At the moment it's completely stock in terms of ECU. It's just got the stock gearbox and it's got an exhaust system. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Really not sure in terms of quarter-mile times what it's going to do. I've got it in track mode to start with. Traction's on, just the auto starts off, so see what happens. It's going to be interesting. Do a few runs with the stock gearbox. We'll try and get a repeatable time and then switch over to the Eventuri, run it again, and then hopefully see a nice improvement in the times. Got the draggy as well, so we can check the acceleration times. I don't know what it's going to hit in terms of top speed, so I'm not sure what measurements we'll be able to get, but we'll choose some acceleration sort of benchmark times to compare the two runs, or the two configurations, stock gearbox versus Eventuri. It's been a while. We've been sitting here for a good 3 hours. It was wet this morning, but the track is finally dry now and the weather looks like it's holding up, so hopefully we'll get some good runs in. Now we've also got our customer's RS6, C8 RS6 over there. He's here helping us test as well our Eventuri Intake. That car's currently got a stock gearbox in it, and it's been remapped by Perron, I believe. So he's going to do a couple of runs in its stock airbox form, then we'll swap that out with the Eventuri, run it again, and hopefully get some decent times. So just lining up now, waiting for our runs. So just lining back up again, I was just speaking to Connor in the RS6. We've just put the intake on his car, the Eventuri prototype system. He had the car not in launch mode because the gearbox wasn't hot enough. Despite having a really bad launch, he got 0.2 of a second faster, but his 100 to 200 kilometers per hour time improved by 0.6 of a second, so over half a second. That's a huge improvement just with the intake. He's now running up back again. This time the gearbox is warm enough. He's going to put it into launch mode, so let's see the impact that has on the quarter mile time. If he's improving by over half a second, 100 to 200, just with the intake, that's insane. That is really good. So I'll be interested to see what he does with the quarter mile now. Yaris, I think, let me check what we did. So we did a 13.52 in the Yaris. I'm going to try and do one more, or I'm going to do one more on now. So this is stock gearbox, stock ECU, just an exhaust system. Yeah, let's see if we can get a similar time. Then we'll stop, put the intake in and go again. This car's making me work hard. Changing gears. It's a novelty, changing gears with a clutch. On a quarter mile, that's you have to be right on it. Luckily, it's not like a 9-second car, so you can keep your eye on the revs. Shifting at just over 7, just before the red line. Yeah, about the same as we did last time, 13.5, 13.54. That's good. Okay, now we stop, put the intake in, and we go again.
Ryan Little.
Bad launch and missed the gear almost, hit rev limiter, everything happened. Rubbish. Right, let's go again. Really bad. Smell that clutch? Sorry, clutch. one more in the left lane, because that's where I've been doing them. And I think the left lane, I don't know why, but I've been getting consistently better times in that left lane. So, but I think that's the fastest so far I've been, and that was in the right lane. So Draghi's saying 13.4, which means 13.3 on the Santapod official timing. Okay, squeeze one more run in. Finished. Damn. Okay. Okay. That's alright. Did alright, I think. So we're back in the office now. I've got all the data in front of me from Santapod. We'll start with the stock airbox results. We ran the car several times. We'll take the fastest 3 results on the Cormo, which were 13.55 seconds, 13.64 seconds, and then 13.66 seconds. So we're within about a tenth of a second between the runs. Those are the 3 fastest we got with the stock airbox. And then, because of the nature of the car, it's obviously manual. There were 3 gear changes for each run, so that's a variable within each run. Obviously, I'm driving the car, so I'm no professional driver, but I've managed to get enough practice on the day. However, there's still that variable of time taken to change gears. And also then the launch is on quarter miles, the biggest variable, especially in a manual car. But having said that, what we did was we set up a custom time on Draghi to measure an in-gear acceleration, which was between 100 to 160 kilometers per hour. So that was just one full in-gear acceleration time. So with that, the 3 quickest times with the stock airbox were 6.88 seconds, 6.91 seconds, and then 6.84 seconds, 100 to 160 kilometers per hour. Just looking at the average then with the stock airbox, on the quarter mile the average was 13.62 seconds, and the average in-gear acceleration 100 to 160 was 6.88 seconds. Then we fitted the Eventuri, and we repeated the same process, so around the car several times down the quarter mile strip, and the 3 fastest quarter mile times with the Eventuri were 13.36 seconds, 13.43 and 13.47 seconds, giving an average of 13.42 seconds. Compare that with the average of the stock airbox, which was 13.62 seconds, and you got 0.2 seconds improvement across the quarter mile. Again, bear in mind, so many variables on the quarter mile with that car. It's not a quarter mile car, and I'm not a professional driver, but still decent consistency within 0.1 of a second across the runs. The in-gear acceleration of 100 to 160 was, with the Eventuri, 6.55, 6.66, and then again 6.55, giving an average of 6.59. Compare that with the stock airbox average of 6.88, and we're almost at 0.3 seconds improvement. Now that's interesting because we're showing an in-gear acceleration which is better than the quarter mile time improvement, and that's because across the quarter mile there's so many other variables. gear changes could have been worse, the launches could have been worse in certain points. So in fact, the in-gear acceleration is probably a better metric to test the stock gearbox with versus the Eventuri. So that's kind of what we expected as an improvement, because we were showing on the dyno, I think it was around 15 to 20 horsepower. Was it? Yeah, 15 to 20 at the most, for around 15 horsepower across the rev range. And with that sort of power increase, this is what we're expecting. And bear in mind, that wasn't just at the peak. That improvement was across most of the RPM range. So 0.2 seconds across the quarter mile, 0.3 seconds in that in-gear acceleration, pretty much ties in with what we're seeing on the dyno. So I'd say that's a pretty good result. Good to see real world data, and it ties in with what we're seeing on the dyno. So all in all, pretty good, pretty consistent results.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to smash that like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to join the conversation, please drop a comment below and we'll try our best to respond to you. If you want to watch more of this project, you can do so over here. If you want to watch what YouTube thinks you might like from our other content, you can do so over here.